thank you very much. At least to keep me energized, we decided to go with new technology today for the presentation. So on one hand, sharing from the iPad, controlling with my mobile the slides. So bear with me if the things don't work as accepted. I hope we don't have interference with the micro. In addition, it's also for us a brand new presentation, so you are the first ones to enjoy that, and I hope that keeps you energized as well a little bit to stay awake. So I will take you on a journey we did and give you an outlook where we want to go with the social intranet, as we call it, or the next generation workplace. And before doing so, I think it's good to give you a short overview what Swiss Re is doing. Actually, we are an insurance company. We are insuring insurance companies. That's the RE in front. So managing risk, taking risk, evaluating risk is our day-to-day job. So our company has, I would say, 98% of knowledge workers and working behind a PC or some more modern gadgets, meanwhile, doing their job in all over the world, roughly 70 countries, 10,000 people. So collaboration, knowledge to manage all the new big risks that are coming is essential for our company to stay in the market. Now, I hope this picture here somehow fits when I tell you that's corporate communication, the concert hall, the well-known, stable, structured thing. Huh? Now, when you do corporate communication, it's well orchestrated, it's a nice concert, everything perfect, as it should be. And to do so, our intranet in 2009 looked at. It's not as exciting as a concert playing Mozart or something else, so it's a little bit boring. But it has the classical news elements in the middle. It has what we call teasers on the left, so giving an attractive little picture to gather your attention, to click on something, but that's basically it. And so what's the problem with that? Do we reach anybody? Is the concert hall full? Do people understand what we're talking about? We were not sure. Stats showed us, not that good, at least on the click rate, and it was one way. So no feedback, no applause at the end. So you left the stage and was it good? Was it bad? We didn't know. So we needed to do something. And what we needed to do was around the issues we had and what we wanted to achieve to overcome that. Main element was really help the company to drive change, to implement the new ideas around collaboration, around the strategy, to support virtual teams, but also to compensate to a certain degree cost-cutting programs that reduce traveling heavily and other elements as well. So here, that was the point where we started in 2008, and we came up with a collaboration strategy, as we called it, and with a concrete idea what we want to implement to support our employees in collaboration. And to do so, the main focus was really the employee, human being, to put them in the middle, to give them something that they want to work with, but that's also helpful on their day-to-day job. And so we said Enterprise 2.0, that's the way to go, with the typical new functionality of blogging, of discussion, of commenting, of rating. And in addition, we had a couple of important themes for us. First of all, ease of use. The new solution needed to be very easy to use. No training per se. So people should go there, immediately understand what it's all about and use it. But using it with a concrete purpose. So not just playing around and having fun. Excluding gamification was not the topic back then. But really having a concrete purpose for your day-to-day work. Then we also said we want to have it optional at the beginning. So give people the time they need to come to your new platform, to adopt it, to understand what it can do. So no pressure in the back, but let it grow virally. Word, mouth to mouth is the best you can have, and people talk about it, how good it is. Or also the opposite, but we were lucky here. So these were main things for us we wanted to follow, and that's the way we implemented it. So when we launched our new platform called Our Space, we didn't do a huge communication and marketing campaign. It was actually quite silent. It was suddenly there. We had a pilot phase before, so many people already knew it. And that was also good because the shop was already full when people came. It was not empty, so there were many good examples in there where people could understand what it's all about, what you can do. And we were then also lucky that we had, right from the beginning, also top management support. Still in 2009, cost cutting was a topic, so our CEO back then launched an initiative where he reached out to the employees and asked for ideas where to have additional cost cutting. And he sent out an email, a short one, redirecting to a group in Our Space where he said, here's the discussion, here I want to see your proposals, and there he gave his feedback. So he was present on the platform as well. This helped a lot to give the legitimation to the end users. Yes, I can spend time in a new, fancy, colorful tool. It's not Facebook, it's not waste of time, it's work. And that was quite important. So at the beginning, like I think all of us, what I hear in the discussions, we had a couple of early adopters who were ready, to pack a few things they need and come to join the platform. They wanted to be there, they saw the value immediately. Now, looking after 2 years, what we have achieved is we have a couple of hundred really active collaboration groups. There are actually more in the system, that we have a lifecycle management process where we try to get rid of the unused dead groups over time. And keep in mind, we have roughly 10,000 users worldwide. Then also from the usage, we meanwhile have 20% of these 10,000 people actively creating content and 40% at least commenting. So we're proud of the figures there, and we reach 85% of all users in the company through the platform. Also the views per month are meanwhile higher than on the intranet. So it's the place to be. And others realize that as well. Here an example of a few groups, a couple of the tags within the groups that are on the platform. So you see management is a key topic, but casualty, one of our specialties, life and health, claims, client, business, property, underwriting, risk, all business. There are a few groups that are around having fun, exchanging about comics, the chess players. That's fair, they should be there. It's available for them as well. We also, when we launched the platform on purpose, had a group called Coffee Corner, the virtual coffee corner, where you can chat about anything, the next soccer championship, whatever. And this is also used, and from time to time, topics start there, which become a little bit more business relevant over time than originally planned. So it's good to have this place where people can come up with any topic they think they want to discuss in the company with colleagues. As I said, we had the early adopters, and as we had the success, the word was spreading. Also, what we call official communities started to realize, okay, that's good for us. This two-way thingy, that's good. We want to have part of that as well. It's not just about providing content others might need. We want to have the feedback if they really need it, if they like it, if they have additional comments. So yes, it's definitely a good place to be. So we started to have a couple of these official communities migrating from the traditional intranet, all their content or from other solutions onto our platform. I have an example here of our global engineering group. They created a whole really cockpit for their users. And global engineering is not just a unit. There are a lot of people, from different units coming here. They find a lot of interesting information, but also links, whatever they need. So they know it's the place to go for such topics. And all that is public in the company, so there's no restriction to any user. Anybody can see that. Then we heard already in previous discussion, leadership. So as I said, we had the CEO, asking people to come there. But what's about real leadership communication? The blogs here, the CEO blogs. Is that now really happening? In our company, it took roughly 18 months until it really started to take off. But now it's taking off. Our CEO of the reinsurance business, that's the biggest piece, roughly 80% of our business. He has a virtual office. He has his open door also on the platform. He's blogging. You see there in the middle, his blogs. And these are read heavily. And he's a natural talent, I have to say, because his blogs are in a way that they are very personal. He's sharing something he experienced with a client in the company, in discussion with his employees, but he always combines it with a key message for his people. So you get really the feeling to know him better, what he's all about. It's not that abstract anymore. And others saw that as well. So on the left, you see somebody who is also blogging, sharing a task she got from the CEO, how she handled that. Our new CEO is as well, started blogging. So that is really taking off. And with the views, with the comments, we see, and not all of them are, shooting blogs everybody wants to see. Some are a little bit less interesting, but you always have, again, the ones people want to see, and where then the word is spreading. Have you read the latest one? It's not here. The latest blog of Christian is called 109. What's that? 109. What strange title. So people want to read it, just curiosity. And these are the clever things, he's using naturally to attract people to come to read what he's doing. Now, feedback for the blogs is also an interesting element. The first blogs of the leadership had quite some comments, but you could summarize them in, oh, thank you for blogging, it's great that you blog. That's it. Meanwhile, people also start really to have really added value in the comments, sharing their views, even if that's not fully in line with what they have read, or adding to an experience from another angle. So the comments are really also, meanwhile, adding value for everybody, and not just uploading, oh, nice you did this and that. So also here we see it needs time until people get this security, the company actually is not only accepting, but at the end valuing such comments. So we have really now meanwhile proof that we can have open discussion, open conversations on such a platform. And as I said, all these things are public. Everybody can see it. It's not in a closed group. Now you have heard a lot of nice things that happened on this collaboration platform. So what's now with our intranet? Is it dead? Do we want to continue with that? And that's where we are at the moment. This is our key topic for this year, to understand that. What we see is it changed meanwhile. It improved, not significantly in a sense that it is completely revamped, but it changed. Top-level navigation is a little bit simpler. We have a lot of elements now linking to our space. So, for example, the blocks are typically referred to other elements as well. So things are more, let's say, more shaped, a little bit more in a structure. We have a new component on the left that is a little bit more long-lasting for key topics in the company, where you get then also links where you find information on these. So it started to change. Now, what do we do with that? Is that really continuing? Can it live next to each other? And at the moment, our conclusion, which we wanted to share with you, is actually, for us, the social intranet is not one thing, something you need to create. Actually, in our review, it will be a combination of what we have established over time. So we will see the collaboration groups, the active ones, the fancy ones as well, combined with the community spaces more and more, but also the corporate intranet has its role in the overall picture, because it serves a certain purpose you can't do with other things, giving your people the security. This is corporate content, that's really correct, it's an official thing. For certain things you need to have this clarity. You can't just have everything as a block. That's not possible. So that's really, as of today, current stage where we are, where we now try to find out for us how we move on with these three circles. What's the best way? What needs to be done in all the three systems to have clarity for the end user? What is where? What do I find where? What I do where? So that the whole thing really starts to come reality. So I think I was roughly in time, so that we have a few moments for questions.
Do you have a microphone?
Okay, I try to be loud. Thank you for a very good presentation. You described just how you moved from Intranet to new social media platform. But what is important, I think, I would like to hear from you. How do you drive kind of engagement from your company so that they will feel they don't oblige, but they feel like they like to participate in your platform? Do you have? Can you share some specific tricks or?
Well, I think many of them we heard. Meanwhile, it's that giving people the legitimation really that they are allowed to be there, have role models who walk the talk, who give good examples that they are then seen by others. Something I think where maybe we're lucky, we never had issues that the tone was not right in any of the posts. You can report if you think something is not correct in the system, and then people take care in the administration, but we never had that. So I think that's another element you need to understand for your company. Could that be an issue that people would misuse it to a certain degree, which I personally doubt, because it's your business card. Whatever you do here is always attached to your name, to your profile. People will see it, and nobody wants to destroy his reputation in the market. Even we are a global company, the business we are in, people know each other, so you don't want to do that. So from that perspective, I think that's one key element, and the other is really ease of use. Having single sign-on, the stupid things, some nice integrations, but it's easy to use, so people start to make the step to learn something new, how it could be, and not stay in their old habits, which are not efficient, but it's the things they know. That's the reason why they stay there.
I actually have two questions. The first one was 10,000 employees. How did you find your early adapters?
Somehow naturally. We started to talk to a few people about the project, and then 2, 3 popped up. Oh yes, they had their glance in the eyes, and oh yeah, I want to be part of it. So you knew you have a few ones, and then with that we had at the end, I don't know, roughly 20 in that sense, but it went very naturally. So we didn't do any special campaign or discussions, they were just there. So can't give you a recipe here.
That's a shame. Okay, thanks. And my second question was, how are you going to measure and see how you're going to be, the company's going to move on with this? Because at the end you said, this is what we've got to concentrate now. How are you planning on going about that?
Measuring the success of such a platform is definitely a key topic and an interesting one. What we do at the moment, I think like many others, is just pure KPIs on the usage. What I personally would like to do is getting more measurement on the value of the contribution. So, and for that, something we need to foster more is that people not just only comment but use rating. With the next version, we should also have like, don't like. So these things to make that more popular, because also here what we see at the moment is people are shy. You know, we are nice to each other. We are a small company. We're a small company, so you're nice to each other, because if I stand on your toes, you might stand on mine soon afterwards, so I don't want to have that, so I will never dare to say, you know, you did something that I don't like. So that's not really yet there, but I think it's like with the comments, it's something that needs to grow, that people understand the value, and that it is nothing personal, but it's really giving this feedback constantly. Okay, this was something good, this was a little bit less good, and that we all can learn and improve with that. And once we have that, I think we have the next level where we can really measure on the quality and the number of interactions and see if both really increase over time as well.
Okay, thanks.
Any more questions?
What I wanted to know, at least I didn't see it in the screens, you didn't implement microblogging for each employee to have their own timeline and follow people? If not, are you planning to?
It's in the platform, you haven't seen that. So you can follow people, like on Twitter, so it's one way, it's not friending people. And you have also the status updates, so the first version of microblogging, which is more and more used actually. So that's something that is also evolving meanwhile.
Okay, thanks.
And also didn't specially share the profile, but the profile of an employee obviously in the platform is very key. We don't allow, you know, personal information per se. Most of the information is coming out of the systems, but you're allowed to upload your profile picture or several avatars. You can give yourself tags and so forth, but we didn't go to that you share your hobbies and so forth at the moment, so we wanted to be there a little bit on the safe side at the beginning. But meanwhile, the profile gives a lot of information what people are doing on the platform. So what are the topics they're interested in and so forth, and that is also something people start to understand. It really helps to understand who is doing what and where you can find additional help.
Are there any more questions? Okay, well thank you very much. And I must say it's interesting that, I mean, as a relative small company, as you say, that people are by sort of nature friendly to each other, because I don't want, if I step on your toes, I'm afraid you're going to step back on my toes. That's interesting. But it even says that it already has then a sort of a social layer already in the fact that you're a small company, and at least, even though you can give negative feedback in a nice way, you stay friendly with each other. I think that's one of the key elements to be successful in social networking. Wolfgang, thank you very much.
You're welcome.